Aya, Kala, Zala, Shadunaya, Unsa, Eshta. I've covered sort of some of this stuff before, but I wrote this down this morning. They try and fool us with visuals. One of the ways arrogance rears its head is using artificial light constructs to impress you with what it learned. How to set up and trap pure love consciousness. Consciousness traps. Because when you're running pure light, which is known as a pure heart, you're on fire. God's spirit is eternal spirit of fire. And that fire is rated as purity. Rated as in rate of speed. Yeah. And why is that important? Healing time. How long it takes to heal all our cells, all our records, all the parts of ourselves that we pull together, like pulling soul fragments in to experience being whole pie again. Experience being one again. The relationship between 3 and 1 and 1 and 3 is a relationship between fire and ice, or fire and water, or liquid consciousness. So I read in this book, which is called The Magician, and Saint Germain, if you've ever heard of him, was remarking here about which is the most powerful magic. The sword of ice, right? Water magic. So he mentions here, fire can heal. It can seal a wound, can cut out disease. Saint Germain continued earnestly. Golden cinders of fire burned in his pale blue eyes, the blue shield. It is unlike any other magic because it is the only one directly linked to the purity and strength of our aura, which is our shield, which is our firewall, protecting our temple. The first temple is God's first temple. Now, I've said this before about G-O-D. In computer science informatics, or information management systems, they're known as characters. They're geometric symbols, represented by what? What you designate it to be with your consciousness. So when you look at a spiral like a G, if you start up on the right-hand side, you come down like this, right? And then you have a horizontal line. So if you drew a cross, you right at the intersection where a vertical line and a horizontal line come together, where they're in perfect balance, which are quads. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, a quad. Quad. And then you have 2 hemispheres, right? So now you start the center point of that cell, the center point of that star, the first star. Now you're into the spin. The spin ratios are the mathematical ratios. That's the mathematical geometric form in which we find ourselves manifesting or experiencing God's worlds, God's first worlds, experiencing what love is everywhere we go. So we're experiencing pure, absolute love that's on fire everywhere we go. Because that love is what purifies us. The fire is what protects our shield, our crystalline shield. So he went on to say here that almost anyone can learn the basics of earth, air, or water magic. Spells and incantations can be memorized and written down in books, but the power to ignite fire comes from within. That's what these triggers are. Because I was lit on fire when these events occurred as a result of two spirits that were in my presence to heal. That means I knew when I was lit on fire, that spirit is going to experience a fire in my heart to experience the love that I am, they're going to experience in their heart. And if they're salvageable, then I realize when I look eyes to eyes, soul to soul, spirit to spirit, they will be lit on fire. So now I'm going to experience in me what I'm experiencing in them. They're going to experience in them what I experience in me. That's how we heal each other. That's right. That's called source power. The first electron. Accelerating what? Building capacitors. The capacity to hold a charge. So we can see ourselves. All the colors. The holographic image. So he finishes up by saying the purer the aura, the stronger the fire. And that means, Sophie, that you must be very careful because your aura is so pure. When you unleash the magic of fire, it is incredibly potent. Has Flamma warned you not to overuse your powers, lest you burst into flames? So as Saint Germain added, never create fire when you are tired or weakened. If you lose control of the element, it will snap back on you and burn you to a crisp in a heartbeat. So I thought I would share in sort of what I've experienced on Saturday. And I got a signal confirmation because I know the signals from whence they come to start fasting for 7 days. Okay? And you know the importance of 7 days, right? The chromosome 21, which is 3, right? 3 times 7 is 21. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 hemispheres, 7. Resetting clocks, right? Resetting the clocks to 0. Remember I covered that with, what's his name? Meredith Quinn. Go take a look at his video. He talked about it. He talked about 7 and 7 seconds and Caesar and Excalibur, King Arthur. Remember the battle there over in Ireland, the Emerald Forest, Emerald Sophia, Wisdom Keepers, the first Flame Keeper, the first Flame. That's why we're all here. That's the Emerald Order. The Emerald Forest, the Emerald Isle. Manu Ira joined as one, experiencing being one. That's who we are. Have a beautiful day. We love you all.